All right. So now for my top 3 center screen hacks, if you will. These are things that are the backbone of my productive day. I love all these 3 things equally because they're all powerful in their own way. First, the app that I'm going to tell you about really helps me to measure out time in the center screen. And then the Goals and Doors book that I will speak of is how to be organized in what I intend to do within the center screen and how to be the most effective. And then finally, the 365 days to end frame worksheet. I actually keep this on my fridge, and it really helps me to just stay in touch with what it is I'm doing. It's kind of like a thought frame. It's just a visual thought frame, if you will. So first, I will tell you about the app. The app is called the Forest app. It's free, it's very easy to use, and I really, really love this thing. The little visual that it gives you just absolutely warms my heart because I really directly relate it to growing a goal. So the Forest app is an app that I suggest using when you want to spend some time in the center screen, probably in a place where you work, at your desk. It is the app that you are going to initiate when you want to be productive. So what the app does is it stops you from using your phone. You set a timer on the app, and it can be anything from 10 minutes to a couple of hours. And what happens is when you initiate the app, it stops you from using your phone in a way that if you use your phone, the little tree that you've planted stops growing. If you continue to not use your phone for however long you set, then the seed grows into a tree. And you can grow a whole forest this way when you use the app enough times. So I just really resonate with this visual, and I really feel as though when I'm using the app that I'm growing my tree, right? That growing my goal. Very, very simple to use, and it's just to keep you off of your phone, which, as we all know, the phones are always calling us, and it's one of our biggest pendulums sort of luring us into the outer screen. So again, that's the Forest app, and I highly recommend it. Second is the Goals and Doors book. This is a book that I have developed over time. It is wildly effective. I speak on this book at lengths in my money course, and I'm going to definitely advise that if you have a big goal for yourself, that you create yourself a Goals and Doors book. The Goals and Doors book, for me, has really assisted me in staying dialed in to what it is I need to do when I have time to be in my center screen. So the book itself can be just a normal notebook. It could even be a pad of paper. I like to have a leather-bound book that looks quite lovely. I have it sitting on my desk. And what I do is I write down what my goal is or what my goals are in detail. Not too much detail, but the numbers of things. I want this much of something, or I intend to create this much of something. Like I want to make 300 videos on YouTube, or I donate 25 or 50 books this year, whatever the goal is, but I'm specific about it. And I write it in, nice handwriting, in color, something that's going to look appealing to my eye. I write it on a piece of paper, and then I cut the paper out and I put it on the front of the Goals and Doors book. This is what my goal is for that time. And I usually do these books once a year. So in the beginning of the year, January 1st, the old list comes off of the goals and the new list goes on. Now, each day of the book on the inside, I write as much stuff as I can possibly think of that I could do to help me realize or materialize that goal. Then during the day, I simply, when it's time for me to be in my center screen, I move through the list and I really start just knocking those things out very, very quickly. This is when I utilize the Forest app. So let's say I have 2 hours to center screen. I turn on my Forest app. And then I spend 2 hours in the center screen knocking out those things on the list. Now, the things on the list could be anything from podcasts I'm going to be doing, or networking with people, or learning how to build out some part of my website, or researching ideas on how to do something, or talking with someone about how to do something, anything that's in line with any of those goals. And this really, again, helps me to stay very, very organized. And when it's time for me to spend a little bit of time in my center screen, I'm not left wondering what to do. I know exactly what to do because it's all written down there. Really quite amazing because I feel 1 hour in my center screen doing the things on the list that I have prepared ahead of time is really, like, for most people, a day's worth of work. You can be very, very effective and very efficient. So the last tip that I would like to give is use of the worksheet 365 days to the end frame. Now, this could be 30 days to the end frame, 1 week to the end frame, 10 years to the end frame. Remember that the mirror does not respond on our time frame, but it's nice to have an idea of when you would like this goal to be achieved, right? Again, I do these at the beginning of the year. January 1st, I make my new 365 days to end frame worksheet. And then the next year it changes. So each year it changes. And then I have this hanging on my fridge. And again, it's like a thought form. It brings me back to what my intention is. It brings me back to what my goal is. So you write your goal in the top film, right? Whatever it is, each frame on the film can be a different goal, or you could span across all the frames for just one big goal. So I will get into how I move through this worksheet, which has now really become second nature to me. And again, you can adopt all the parts of this worksheet, some of them or none of them, and make up your own worksheet entirely. Again, this is your practice. So 1, set the intention. First, create the slide. Then you create your goals and doors book. Then you commit. Obviously, commitment is key here. And then go about with your pendulum negotiation. If you have not seen my video on renegotiating the deal with a pendulum, I would suggest that if you are having a challenging time finding time for you to take steps towards your goals, definitely time to assess and see which pendulums are calling you to that outer screen and how you can renegotiate the deal with them so you can spend more time doing the things you need to do to materialize your intentions. 2, daily plate activation and daily time for center screen. Dedicate time to do it. So as I stated previously in my description of the Goals and Doors book, it is about systematically setting a time that you are going to dedicate to your center screen. I am pretty extreme. I have at least 4 or 5 hours a day, but initially maybe it was just 1 or 2. So this is about you getting into a system, getting into a method that is going to help you start seeing some results and get your momentum going. The third step, stay connected to your intentions and steady daily action. Pull energy from group support and give energetic support to others. This is really why I created the Facebook groups, both the International Transurfing Institute Facebook group and the members only group, is so that we could lean on each other when we need support or we need to maintain our momentum or give support to others. It's really great to have this support as a resource, and I definitely advise in utilizing it to its maximum potential. Second, update your status of your progress. So if you're going after something big and you're making headway, throw it into the group. This is a great way for you to acknowledge your small win or acknowledge your progress, and at the same time, keep others inspired to do so too. This is a fantastic way of keeping your momentum going. Third, brainstorm. Network with others to create new material for current frames. Again, lean on the group. It helps. Lean on the Reality 2.0 members only group for those of you that are going after some really big goals and enrolled in any of these courses. 4, dial into flow. So look for unexpected help. Offerings from the alternative space. Obviously, this is outer intention. This is outer intention 101. And I even say on 5, outer intention is key. This is really about, and again, go back and look at my in-depth live stroll video if you have not watched it yet already, and really start to train yourself to see when outer intention is showing you something that you can use to help move yourself down that film reel in a more efficient and effective way. This is training your eye to see outer intention. So looking for unexpected help and offerings from the alternative space is exactly what I'm referring to in that short video, an in-depth live stroll. And finally, 5, again, outer intention is key. And it truly is, because the more you can harness the outer intention opportunities, the outer intention assistance, the outer intention gains, the quicker you're going to move that film reel. You can definitely accomplish things with inner intention, but outer intention is going to get you there more quickly. And don't forget to lower your levels of importance. This is also key. Don't have exaggerated emotions about what you're doing. Just take calm, emotion-free, consistent steps towards that end frame and utilize outer intention when it comes, and you will get there before you know it. So 5, outer intention is key. Ask every day during plate activation for your world to show you the way. And again, if you missed that in-depth live stroll video, I would definitely suggest that. This is exactly what I do every morning, and it absolutely works.